Hello there. It's been a while. So this is my recap of day 10. Real quick, I want to address what happened to day 9. I had my trip this past weekend, and coming back, I didn't quite feel very good on the climbing at all. So on Tuesday, I did a max projecting session, but I just felt super, super weak. And also, I had to go when the gym was pretty packed, so I didn't really feel like recording anything. And yeah, so that's what happened too. What would have been Tuesday, and then this video here is for Thursday when I did a power endurance session with Max Hangs. This session I also did not feel very strong, so I was also very hesitant to post this, but I think now I might as well go ahead. I still did record the session. It didn't quite go as planned, but you'll see that as we go through. But yeah, these two sessions were not the best. I just felt very uncoordinated and just very tired from my trip. I'm going to talk a lot more in detail at the end of the video, but yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, starting with the first climb here. So, I was just not feeling very strong this day. So this is a V5 here. I thought this V5 was very hard, even when I first did it a couple weeks back. The beta is not perfect, but I did think this climb was pretty tough for V5. But yeah, so this was the first one I did. I did this one 6 reps. I believe I failed on the 5th and 6th rep. I was able to do it the first 4, which is good. That means that it's a very good intensity. But yeah, we're just going to go through each time I did it here. So the one good thing about this is that I've learned a lot about what it feels like to take a deload, because I had never really taken a deload before. But I think that now that I'm starting to actually take the training a little bit more seriously and a little bit more methodically, it's really good thing to kind of feel where the kind of feel how a deload affects me, and how long it takes me to get back into the swing of things. So for me, it took 2 sessions to kind of get back, took half a week basically to kind of feel back like myself, because on my Saturday session I felt a lot stronger. But yeah, I just felt super uncoordinated, just really weak. And yeah, it just was not ideal. The other thing is, before this session, I did do max hangs, 6 sets of max hangs, and those felt a lot harder than usual. I made sure to warm up well, but I think I still didn't warm up enough because my fingers just weren't ready for that much work, right? Only on the second day back, which is so weird. It's so weird how quickly you fall out of the groove with climbing. It's so weird. But yeah, those felt really heavy, and then my fingers actually felt dead for the session. They felt absolutely toast for the session, which might be more of a nod towards Tuesday session. It might have been a little bit too long on the max projecting, which I feel like it sometimes is. But yeah, I believe that was the 5th rep, and this is the 6th rep, which I think got cut off for some reason. But I made it to about the same point as the 5th rep. I was really just getting powered at. So moving on here to the second climb. This week I did 3 climbs each 6 times. Well, first 2 climbs 6 times, and the third climb I'm going to talk about when I get to it. Didn't quite go to plan, but yeah. So this V5 was a lot easier than the last one, which was good because I was still very gassed from the last climb. So I was just kind of trying to slowly work my way through it. But yeah, just really good and insightful to see, because the whole point of this training protocol is just to learn. This is my first time running something like this extreme and this coordinated, so it's gonna be a really good thing just to be able to try out different things and just see how different things affected me. So I took 4 days off, cold turkey, not even Emil protocol. I believe that if I would have kept doing the Emil protocol, I think I would have still been maybe not as coordinated, but I think I still would have felt strong in my fingers. At least my fingers are one of the things that felt the weakest by far. Also my legs felt really weak, which might just be because I was doing a lot of exercise on the trip. But yeah, it's interesting to think about. The good thing is that going forward to this next semester of training, I have no band. So basically that's going to be no physical activity other than climbing that I have to do. Because I feel like a lot of times band would take a lot of energy and a lot of just oomph out of me for my sessions, which obviously is great, but not if I'm trying to just get better at climbing, which I think I can get much better. I'll be able to get much better this semester, just pretty much solely focusing on it in terms of like hobbies. I kind of lost count here. I don't know what rep this is, but this one I did all 6 times. I was really just cruising. This one feels like a V5. The last one felt like a V6, to be honest, the yellow one. It felt much, much harder. So, yeah, maybe a 5+, but there's some tough moves on that one. But yeah, I'm recording this on Saturday because I was kind of like pushing off trying to record this video, but it's all good. It's nice to get it out to reflect on it because, like a couple of bad sessions, it makes you realize how fortunate you are for having, like I had pretty much 2 weeks of good sessions before this trip, which is very, very good. It's like all about the consistency. You lose the consistency and so quickly things change, it's really interesting to see. That's the last rep here. I'm still like cruising. The biggest thing that I realized on this climb is that towards the last few reps, I started dragging pretty much every hold. I didn't want to crimp anymore because my fingers were just done. So at this point in the session, I was pretty dead. But I went ahead and tried to do this green V5 that's super, super long. And this was a mistake. I had no power left at this point in the session. I had no energy. So this was the first rep of this climb. It's just like super long, and it's just like not the type of climb you want to have as your third set of this exercise. It's just not what you want to have third, being that it's like 15 move or whatever it is, like 15 moves. And I'm pretty sure that after this climb, I only had about 15 seconds of rest, which is just like insane. Usually you want to aim for like 25 climbing, 35 rest, or 35 climbing, 25 rest, like close to 30-30. But this climb just absolutely ruined me. So getting right into the second set here, I quickly realized that this climb was not going to happen. It was just like I was far too powered out to continue with this climb for however many more reps. And the big thing I actually realized was that the cardio was a problem, because usually that has not been a problem for me. Usually it's been my forearms getting pumped out. But my cardio, like I was panting for these climbs, which I don't really exactly know why. So here I switched over to a little hop and a skip on a V4, just like 3 big moves, which is kind of just like a fun little thing to do. But also I feel like a few powerful moves will probably be pretty good training for something like this, where, I need to just be powerful. So yeah, I ended up doing the other climb twice, and then this climb I did 4 times. I think I'm only going to show 3 of them because the last one got cut off or the camera fell or something. But yeah, this climb was quite cool. I enjoyed it. But obviously not ideal to have to drop down to a V4 at the end. But it still was working. Like I felt less secure each one of these reps, which is good.
That set the session.
That's kind of what you want. But yeah, this was a really cool move. I really like this.
Thursday. Yeah, I mean, I said the majority of the
stuff. And yeah, let's get into
was on my
the
mind
breakdown here.
Throughout those climbs.
Got a lot to cover.
It's just like, it's just learning about, how to come back from a deload, what I need to be doing. I think ideally my first day back might be an open climbing session, because trying to do max projecting when you're feeling weak is just discouraging, and then trying to do this when you feel like off is also just discouraging because you're just like panting. My cardio just felt weird, it felt off, I felt weak. It was not good. But now I'm recording this Saturday after my Saturday session, which I'm going to do another video on, and I feel much better. And it's like, yeah, I need about half a week to feel back good. 2 sessions and I'm back to where I was, which is good. It's very, very good to already be back. And like I said, it makes you realize how nice it is for those sessions. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten back to normal. I'm doing my meal twice a day or once after my day with the session. Eating well, drinking a lot of water, getting back to normal. Back on creatine as well. I don't know if that would have mattered for 4 days, but hey, anything that's different, can always be a factor. So, I mean, that was that video. A little bit of a sad tone to it, but I think it's a really good learning experience. And yeah, it'll be good to just see how this works in the future in terms of deloading. I think in the future, if I'm going to do a deload, I'm going to keep most likely the exact same amount of sessions. I'm going to keep the exact same 4 sessions, but I'm going to cut them in half or something like that. Like on a max projecting sessions, do like 2 climbs, or do like 3 climbs for 10 minutes instead of 4 for 20. And then do like, I don't know, do something like that where I just like cut the sessions in half just to give myself a lot of rest. but still keeping the intensity up, because that was the thing. Going cold turkey was really bad, especially for the Emil protocol, because my fingers hurt for the first time in a while on that session that you saw there on the endurance session, and they have not hurt in a long time. So, yeah, that means the Emil is definitely working. But yeah, that's all I got. Look out later for another upload of today's session, which is going to be a lot better, and I'm very excited to share that. So yeah, have a good one.